$3,000 will be heading to the pockets of Rhode Island state workers who are vaccinated after a new contract was approved by the state's largest workers union, Council 94. Under the new agreement, there will be salary increases and that vaccination bonus. 12 News reporter Chelsea Jones is live with a look at the reaction to this news. Chelsea?
Well, Kim, the governor says this is just something that had to get done since the contract actually expired a year ago. But he says he's happy that it was approved because it comes at a time where recruitment and retention of state employees is a struggle. And that's why Council 94 says this contract was done. Rhode Island Council 94 says the new agreement was made for three reasons: retention, inflation, and vaccination.
And I know people are upset about the vaccination bonus. It's much more than that. This was done so that we could retain your public servants.
The newly passed four-year contract calls for a 10% salary increase for state workers, $1,500 now and $1,500 in July. And if you have a medical or religious exemption, if that's state approved, you can get the money too.
So the compensation, which is probably so well deserved, and I believe it is, should be tied to the work performance that they did during the pandemic.
That's why House Deputy Speaker Charlene Lima has filed legislation to prevent any bonuses from being tied to COVID vaccinations, because now she thinks the state is susceptible to have more unions come asking for the same thing. And one of the biggest questions is how this will be funded. The governor says federal money.
Federal dollars are still taxpayer dollars, and that's the other problem with this. What happens when the federal dollars run out?
All tax dollars, but at the same point there's a distinction between federal dollars that can be used against state dollars.
And so Council 94 represents over 3,800 employees, so it is still unclear how much this will cost, but we do have inquiries out from the state, or to the state I should say, to find out what the exact dollar amount will be. But if every state worker, union or not, gets vaccinated, this could cost around $41 million. We're live in North Providence. I'm Chelsea Jones, 12 News.
In the meantime, the health department says we've reached 95% of Rhode Islanders 18 and older at least partially vaccinated, while more than 85% are fully vaccinated. And also tonight, Rhode Island's largest state workers union has approved a contract that will put more money in their pockets for getting the COVID vaccine.
And we've learned those bonuses will also go to workers with medical and religious exemptions. 12 News reporter Chelsea Jones joins us live from North Providence with when the first bonuses may go out. Chelsea?
Well, Shannon, 1,963 members voted to approve this contract, so the first set of $1,500 could come out as soon as possible. We're just still waiting to learn specifics on that, but we do know that second installment will come in July, and some people just don't think it's fair. Rhode Island Council 94 has approved a new contract. It guarantees a 10% salary increase over the next 4 years. It also includes $3,000 to state workers who get vaccinated, which has been at the center of controversy.
I think most people, including myself, believe that state workers who worked during the pandemic deserve a bonus.
But State Vice President of Council 94 says this bonus was done for three reasons.
Number one, retention, inflation, and vaccination.
Thursday, the council overwhelmingly voted to approve the bonuses, which calls for two $1,500 installments. The total cost is unclear, but it could cost up to $41 million, which the governor has said will be coming from federal dollars.
Federal dollars are still taxpayer dollars, and that's the other problem with this. What happens when the federal dollars run out?
Rhode Island Deputy House Speaker Charlene Lima says it's a misuse of taxpayer dollars and it should be tied to work performance. She has pre-filed a bill to prevent this from happening again because she believes it has now set a precedent.
My legislation specifically prevents the administration from tying any type of bonuses to a COVID vaccination.
This was done so that we could retain your public servants.
So another layer to this is, like you mentioned, that if you are a state employee and you have a state-approved medical or religious exemption, you can get the $3,000 bonus. We've also just learned from the Department of Administration that the entire tentative cost for the bonuses could be $9.6 million overall, but we will still have to wait to learn what the cost estimate for the entire contract will be. We're live in North Providence. I'm Chelsea Jones, 12 News.